Hello everybody, Mark here. I wanted to make a video about how to get started with meditation and what has helped me get into the state of nothing, how to tune into your chakras, connecting your heart to your brain. And a lot of this information is stuff that I've learned through Joe Dispenza's work. But yeah, I just wanted to make a video that talks about how I meditate and how I started meditating and where I'm at now. There was a person in the comments that asked me, how do I start meditating if I'm a beginner? I am still a beginner. There is never an end to learning how to meditate, and there's not a right or wrong way. And as Joe Dispenza says all the time, every meditation is a good meditation. You gotta remember that. If you're in your thoughts, during a meditation, that is a part of the process. That is part of training your body to sit and to be in silence. I really wanted to make this video though because meditation has drastically changed my life and it's changed my reality in this body. It's helped me get off my anxiety medication. It's helped me fix pain in my body. And I've seen people heal at these Joe Dispenza retreats that, have had MS and ALS and people that heal from cancer and people who can't see and people who can't hear. They heal themselves. And Joe is a part of my transformation in his work. So I like to mention him a lot because, one thing that he says is that people that heal, they don't do the meditation to heal, they do the meditation to change, like changing your state of being and changing who you are to become a new person. That is the key to healing your body. Let's get started. I'm gonna do my best to explain my practice with meditation. I'm gonna start with how I got started with meditation and how it was a struggle for me to just sit with my body. I started meditating probably like a year and a half ago, to be honest. It's very recent. What I would do is I would turn on music from Spotify or YouTube and I'd find some music that was very relaxing and made me feel good. You can type in meditation music in YouTube or Spotify and you'll find something that just made me feel in peace. So I would find a song, put my headphones on, and I would just set a timer for 15 minutes. I think that's a great start. You can even do 10 minutes. Don't do a meditation right off the bat for 30 minutes unless you want to try, but it might discourage you and might be hard to sit with your body that long at first. So I recommend doing like 10 to 15 minutes of just put your phone on silent, find a song, a meditation song on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, whatever. And I use blindfolds in my meditation because I like to be in a super pitch black place. Because when you're in a super dark place and you start having mystical moments, you start seeing some really cool stuff. But that is just me personally. You don't have to use blindfolds to meditate. You can just close your eyes. Put your headphones on. If you don't have headphones on, just turn on some music, close your eyes, sit with your body for 15 minutes. And what I would recommend now after practicing and after starting from going from 15 minutes to doing meditations that are an hour, what I would recommend is tune into your heart. Think about your heart when you're in your meditation and focus in on it. The goal is to wake your heart back up. So many of us have forgotten that our heart even is there. A lot of us these days live in our lower chakras, our lower centers, and that's where, depression and sadness is at. A lot of us, especially me, I forgot that my heart was asleep, basically. I recommend just tuning into your heart in your meditation. Focus on your heart. Try to wake that up. I know it's the key to wake the heart up and to wake the brain up. Joe Dispenza talks about brain and heart coherence. And after going to, 4 of his retreats, that is the key. That is the key to balance your body out. Joe talks about the autonomic nervous system. You can look that up on what it is, but that is so vital for our health. If your body is in fight or flight mode and you have anxiety and you're thinking many thoughts, your heart starts racing. And Joe says it's like a gas pedal and brake pedal all at once. And that's when you start having like heart palpitations and random increase in your heart rate and all those other weird things that happen with anxiety and depression. I recommend tuning into your heart in a meditation for 15 minutes. Just focus on your heart. And what I did to help me out when I started meditating is I looked up the heart. I looked up what our heart looks like, to get a visual when I'm in my meditation, to really focus in on what it looks like. And it helped me so much. To have that visualization of our heart is so important. And it has helped me dramatically in my meditations of visualizing certain parts of my body and looking it up on, Google. Yeah, that's what's helped me, connect to my chakras, is looking up each organ and, the 8 chakras the 7 chakras that we focus in on. If you're getting started with meditation, I just recommend doing like 10 to 15 minutes at first, tuning into your heart. And so when you're in that 15-minute meditation and you're tuning into your heart, you're gonna have thoughts. They're gonna have so many thoughts. And that is okay. That is a part of it. That is a part of meditation. Now that I've been meditating for about a year and a half, I don't usually get mad at myself for having what we would call a bad meditation, which isn't true, because like Joe says, every meditation is good meditation. But I don't get as mad at myself for having those meditations. I know that that is just a part of the process of getting to nothing in my meditation. And I know that I'm not going to always have meditations where I'm having no thoughts, but I'm grateful for when those do happen. So when you start meditating, you're going to have thoughts, and that is okay. Don't let it discourage you. Don't let it make you think that you have to stop your meditation. You have to get through those thoughts and emotions to access the divine. And it just takes practice. And Joe says, you're just not that good yet. You're just not that good. And that is what should help you want to get better at meditations. That is my recommendation for, starting out with short meditations. Do a 10 to 15 minute meditation and focus in on your heart. And if you want to expand from that, focus on your heart and your brain. Work on connecting those two to create coherence. When you have harmony in those chakras, you start experiencing some mystical moments and start feeling just joy and love and appreciation for people for no reason. So I highly recommend tuning into your heart for your first time meditating. And if you don't want to tune into a chakra or something, or your brain or whatever, tune into just love, or tune into just joy, or tune into abundance. Or you don't even have to tune into anything. You can just learn to just sit with your body and have no thoughts and see what happens. That is my recommendation on how to start meditating and getting through that uncomfortable feeling of sitting with your body and learning to have no thoughts and to go into nothing, because when you go into the state of nothing, that is where you create from. So like I've said, I've only been meditating for about a year of, sitting with my body almost every day for an hour or 2 hours each day. During the middle of the year of meditation that I practiced, I was probably meditating once or twice, maybe 3 times a week. And I would probably do about 45 minutes to an hour meditations. And I started getting into Joe's meditations through his book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. He has meditations in there. And I think I found some on YouTube or something like that. But I started doing his meditations, started to get used to his voice. He uses a very dramatic voice because he wants to hypnotize you in your meditations and get you in that state.
And tune in to all the nothing.
I started listening to Joe Dispenza's meditations. His meditations are guided, and the more I listened to it, the more I started to understand the meditations, because in his meditations, he has you tune in to your heart, like I was saying, and connect your heart to your brain. And he has, other meditations where you focus in on each chakra and you awaken those chakras. And then he has meditations where you can tune into potentials, tune into, abundance, tune into that house that you want, tune into that car that you want. And it's really, really fun. When you start getting better at meditating and sitting with nothing, you can start creating these potentials and all this amazing stuff. So that's why I like Joe Dispenza's meditations. But you can meditate to anything that you want. You don't even have to meditate to music. Meditation is your own practice. Meditation is whatever you want it to be. I think the main goal of meditation is to sit with your body and to teach yourself to let go of all the thoughts, let go of the external environment, and tune into your internal environment. Wake up your body, wake up your heart, wake up your brain. You'll start to realize that your brain and your heart has been asleep for a long time. The middle year of my meditations, I was probably doing 3 to 4 meditations for about an hour And it was great. I was seeing improvements in my life and my health and my anxiety, but it didn't feel like enough for me. So I just kept practicing that, and eventually I started meditating every day, 1 hour a day, and that really helped me see improvements in my anxiety, my health, and other things that I was experiencing. So I started to get really excited because in my meditations, after meditating every day for an hour, I was starting to have mystical experiences. I was starting to produce my own pharmacy in my body, and I was starting to have like these beautiful visuals and 5-dimensional visuals that wasn't just me seeing something, it was a feeling in my body too. While practicing these meditations every day, I also started doing Joe Dispenza's breath work, which is a Kundalini breath work that I've mentioned. You can look it up online, and there's, you squeeze your chakras and squeeze cerebral spinal fluid up into your pineal gland to, activate your pineal gland.
I'm asking you to coordinate it with the breath. And if you get a little passionate and you start doing it and you have a target, that pineal gland, one slow, steady breath, you're pulling that energy up, pulling up your perineum, pulling in your lower abdomen, locking down your core. And as you squeeze like this, as you draw the breath up, which way is that fluid going? And you're creating that field. You pull it up into your chest. When you get it up into your chest, your shoulders come down, you lock your entire torso, all these muscles, and you squeeze like that. You bring it through your throat, you straighten your spine, you finish your breath right on that pineal gland. Right between the back of your throat and the back of your head. And that's your target.
One thing I want to mention, and maybe some of you know, maybe some of you don't, but there is fluoride in our water, there's fluoride in our toothpaste that causes calcification to our pineal gland. And so a lot of our pineal glands are calcified. And so when you do this breath and you're squeezing that cerebral spinal fluid up into your pineal gland, there's crystals on our pineal gland, and when you activate those, it creates a radio receiver, like a TV signal, and you start experiencing images. And you start connecting to the quantum field, you start connecting to higher frequencies, vibration, you start connecting to other dimensions. So yeah, I started doing that breath work that Joe teaches, and I started having mystical experiences quite often. So I would do the breath, which is like a 6-minute practice, and then I would go straight into a Joe Dispenza meditation. And there wasn't a specific meditation. It can be any meditation. People think that, did you do this specific meditation to heal yourself, to have a mystical moment? No, it can be any meditation. The key is to not expect anything in your meditations. Go in it with no expectations. When you go into a meditation and you start expecting something, the door shuts to the mystical. The door shuts to the divine. So the key is to not expect anything in your meditations. There are meditations, like I said, where you tune into potentials, and you're not really expecting anything with that, but you're creating, So by me doing the breath work and meditating an hour a day, I was starting to have mystical experiences. I was starting to see my body heal. I was starting to get off my anxiety medication. And I was starting to feel joy for no reason. I just felt amazing, and some nights I wouldn't even get much sleep, and I would feel great. So yeah, that is what meditation was like for me for about halfway of my year of meditating. Yeah, I started to get really excited that I was having mystical experiences and I was healing my body, and I was starting to tune into other dimensions and higher vibrations. I started feeling it in my everyday life, and I started experiencing synchronicities, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. It's like I feel like a little born baby learning about the world. It was so exciting, and it still is exciting. Like I said, it's only been a year and a half or so of me meditating and having these mystical experiences. But I started having synchronicities, and I was like, whoa, I'm so excited about life because there's so much more out there, when we tune into what we really are and remember what we really are. And I've said before, I really think that we're not just 3-dimensional beings, we're 5-dimensional beings. We're in a time of awakening, Christ consciousness, the second coming of Christ, that is us, and we're going into this new earth, and we're already experiencing the new earth now. People talk about the new earth and the 5D, and what that is just living in your heart, living in joy, living in gratitude, living in love, being love. All we are is love. That is what the 5D and the new earth is. So yeah, I started having mystical moments a lot, and I was really excited. And I was like, whoa, I'm becoming a mystical being, and I can feel it. So I don't have too many responsibilities. I don't have kids, and I have a lot of time to myself, and most of that time is like I just am scrolling on YouTube or scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, and I don't create in that space. I'm distracting myself from what I really should be doing. A little bit after halfway of the year of meditating, I was like, okay, I'm having mystical experiences. I'm feeling joy for no reason. I'm feeling love for no reason. This is amazing. So what I decided was that I want to meditate twice a day. So I decided to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, because when you wake up and you're tired, you're in that sleepy state, that dream state, that's where you can have mystical experiences. So yeah, I decided I want to experience the unknown. I want to experience the divine. I want to really become what I really am, and that's, a 5-dimensional being. So yeah, I decided I would just wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I was going to do the breath, the 6-minute breath work, activate my pineal gland, and then go into a meditation for 45 minutes. And I started doing that in the morning, and then I also decided I was going to meditate at night as well. So anytime that I got home and was done with my day, whatever time it was, even if it was like 10 or 11, p.m. in the evening, I would meditate no matter what. And also at night, I decided to do the breath as well. So I would do the breath work at night, and then I would go into a 45-minute to an hour meditation. And so I started doing this for a couple weeks, and this is when I truly started tapping into high vibration, and where I was connecting to these beings that are in the 5 dimension, six dimension. I'm not sure what dimension they're at. I feel like they tell me they're in the 5th dimension. People say they're in other dimensions, but that's what they're telling me is the 5th dimension. I started meditating twice a day, doing the breathwork twice a day, and I started having mystical experiences like every day, and I started connecting to these beings like constantly. When I connect to these beings, I see a lot of blues, a lot of purples, a lot of white. So if you're experiencing that in your meditation, I think you're tapping into something pretty amazing. So yeah, I started having tons of mystical experiences. Like every meditation, I was having mystical experiences, and I was connecting with these beings. I was like, okay, this is everything. I want to feel this way all the time. I want to live in joy and happiness and love all the time. I want to be love all the time. And so I started, meditating twice a day, and that is where I'm at today. I've been meditating twice a day for, probably half a year, maybe even a little less. This past year of my life has been insane. I went to a Joe Dispenza retreat, my first one. Last year in December of 2023, I went to my first Joe Dispenza advanced long retreat. That's when I really started getting into heavy meditation, because I experienced what we really are at that meditation retreat. Yeah, so this past year of my life has been wild, because I have gone to 4 of these Joe Dispenza retreats, and I've been super fortunate and grateful, and I've stepped into the unknown. I've pushed myself to get out of the fear, to experience new things, and to have mystical moments, and to become happy, and to get rid of my anxiety. Super grateful where I'm at now, and I really think that, going to these retreats, these Joe Dispenza retreats, have helped me out and have been the reason of where I'm at today. But I don't think that to have mystical experiences and to connect with the divine or connect to other beings or higher vibrations, that you have to go to a Joe Dispenza retreat. I think you can experience this at home, and like I've said before, I've experienced these beings at home. Like I don't have to be at a retreat to experience connecting with these 5-dimensional beings or the divine or having mystical moments. So I just want to throw that out there, because I know some people can't afford retreats in general, meditation retreats in general. And so I have heard of people that have healed at home that don't go to these Joe Dispenza retreats. If you do want to step into the unknown and experience something amazing, which is, you meditate with 2,000 people in an auditorium, I highly recommend looking into Joe's advanced long retreats on his website. It will change your life if you go to one of these retreats. I really think it will. But like I said, you can meditate anywhere. You know, we're all connected to the quantum, we're all connected to the divine. It doesn't matter who you are, how spiritual you are. You are divine, and you just have forgotten that you're divine. So main thing is, to get started with meditating, just sit with your body for like 10 to 15 minutes, find a random meditation track, and just sit with your body. Teach your body to sit and to sit in darkness. I promise you, if you keep doing this and tuning into your heart, you're gonna wake up, you're gonna start having mystical moments, and you're gonna start feeling love and joy for no reason. This has been super fun for me to just create videos. I know that's a lot of what our culture is doing, is creating videos to wake up people and to spread consciousness and to raise frequencies and to help people remember what they are. And so this has been amazing for me. So thank you so much for tuning in. I want to keep doing these videos because it helps me remember what I am and to have documentation of my journey of this awakening. And also I'm realizing that I'm channeling information. I am getting downloads, and I'm realizing it's not just my brain, it's my higher self. It's these blue beings or these beings that are giving me information and downloads. I want to make videos that are real and that I'm being the example of truth. If you guys have any ideas of videos that I should make, I would love to tap into that. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep posting content of when I get downloads and channeling experience with these beings. I do appreciate you guys watching, and this is awesome for me to have a reminder for myself of how powerful I am and how powerful we all are. And we'll see you on the next one.